bro. What's going on, Yo, how many times am I gonna do this? What's up? This is Henosis Talks, and I am your host, Kmaia, Kamizi, Kashmizi, Kabizi. Throughout this show, I hope you get to experience some awakenings, some rememberings, and some beginnings. With any of mission statement. This is my mission statement. I want everyone to become a true family and community with each other. I want everyone to be themselves, to be authentic, to love one another, to love themselves. You can't love outward until you love inward. And this podcast is going to help you do that. Let's get into today's episode. I think this will be the intro. All right, what's up, guys? This is the first episode of Henosis Talks. And today I have the famous is crazy. The famous, wonderful, talented, full of love, full of life, beautiful human being, Bianca Robinson over here.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the couch and the orange chair.
The couch and the orange chair. I like that.
What we talking about today?
What are we talking about today?
Today, we want to crack open.
We cracking open the topics of healing. So healing in a community and healing in isolation. And the other topic we're going to touch on is grief, because that's something that we both have familiarity with. When you're going through something heavy, do you naturally turn inward or do you seek out people for like help?
That's a great question. I definitely turn inward.
I can actually see that.
I do like a turtle in a shell. That's like the way I like to think about it. I definitely have gotten better. I would say since I was a kid, like very internal, very like process things on my own. Didn't really speak about my personal things with friends or peers, but I was always the go-to person. So for me, I would always just, nobody understands me inside. Nobody want to talk about it inside. And I think now I'm understanding and learning how powerful it is to be able to ask someone for help or to have the conversation or the dialogue with someone else. So yeah, we're getting better. We're making a transition of like slowly going inward first and also seeking guidance outside myself. So hopefully that answered the question.
No, it does answer the question. Right. Wait, so when did you what started you to like open up more to people? Like what happened in your life to start opening up? Or when did you realize it? What made you come to that realization of maybe I should start telling people about what's going on with me?
I would say the last relationship I was in, like we got to a point where they were like, you think you share stuff, but you really don't. You think you deep, but you not. And I was just like, what do you mean? Like, ego shattered. Like, yeah. But I was like, what do you mean? They were like, I'm always like sharing and like I go deep and I've shared things and like you stay very surface. And honestly, like after like my feelings were hurt, I was just like, you're right, I do. And then I had to realize how big of a wall I had built to protect myself of like sharing too much, because I had the fear of like people taking that information and running with it and like hurting me later on with my own information.
Yeah.
And I was probably, 30 at this point, 30, maybe 31, when like we had that dialogue, and I was just like, wow, okay. So then I realized like I needed work in that area as far as like being able to open up regardless, period. Open up, period. Like obviously you have to have some discretion as far as like who you do that with, but to open up more, to be vulnerable more, and to know that it's scary and that you might feel afraid, and that's okay. But the secret sauce is vulnerability.
Yes.
You know, so
yes, it is.
Yeah. My last relationship definitely taught me that. Kudos, because I've learned so much, so much. Yeah. And that has definitely been my mirror. So we've learned a lot.
Yeah, I feel like, we're all mirrors of each other. Like even we're mirrors of each other right now. Just at different, I guess, levels, different perceptions, different realities.
What about you? What about you?
What about me?
Do you turn inward, or do you like always seek out?
Well, I definitely was in the same boat when I was growing up. this person that everyone came to. I was always the light and everything like that. So people would come and take my energy, but it wasn't anything that I was aware of like that. But I love doing it, even back then.
Same.
Doing it now,
I enjoyed it.
still love doing. I still
found
love
so much
providing
joy.
and going and giving people love and making people feel comfort, because it was so many times that, like I said, I had a good upbringing, but it was a lot of toxicity within the household. So because I experienced all that, I wanted to make sure that whenever I'm outside and interacting with people, that I'm being my best self and giving love to the most of my ability to make them feel welcome and feel safe, and where they can be vulnerable with me. But I would open up to. I've always been a very like deep person when it comes to opening up. But I still had like reserves about stuff just because of judgment, maybe with the specific traumas I went through, and maybe with my sexuality. That was like the big thing growing up, is my sexuality and the other traumas that I went through. So that would make me not want to open up about stuff like that, just because of fear, like from my parents. So that was that. And then like the older I got, I realized how much community is, and like finding your tribe is important to have people to connect with, because this whole life cycle is about I feel like a section of it is about connecting with people and growing. We can only grow through those connections with people. You cannot grow by yourself in isolation for your whole life. It's not possible. There's going to be times of isolation. There's going to be times when you're going to get separated. But this is meant to, we're supposed to be together. Community is where everything is really thriving. And that's why even back in the day, they used to thrive off of community. We're so divided now that doesn't even happen. People isn't even aware of how important it is to rely on each other. But I definitely open up more, but now I just have boundaries with how much I'm telling people, because I have like less than a handful of people that I can actually like tell for real. But the other people that I was just telling just because I thought that I get so like attached to even my friends. So whenever my friends and we just click at first, I used to be telling them everything, and I'm like
dumping.
I just be dumping because they dump on me, so I dump on them and just be like a good thing. But then I realized that they don't have the depth, or they have the
capacity to hold it.
They don't have the capacity to hold it. So I'm just like, maybe I'm not even getting the response that I thought I would get, or maybe I'm not. It's just, I realized that those relationships wasn't for me, those friendships and connections. So I just found boundaries within not telling people everything all the time, but it's like healthy, a healthy way I have of doing it now. But
come on, boundaries, because we got to learn them.
Boundaries is actually the number one of the first things my therapist told me that I needed to work on is the boundaries.
Boundaries are hard.
I literally had no boundaries, and that came from my childhood. It came from my relationship with my mother. I just didn't have any boundaries, and nothing was bad about that, like at the time, because of course, if people like us, like we have big hearts, we want to love, we want to share that. So whenever she would ask me anything, of course I'll do anything. I didn't have any boundaries.
I had no boundaries. I had none. Actually, I had none. Like my life,
your whole life, none. Exactly. I mean, same.
I learned boundaries really recently, because I was just like, they were like, you cannot let people be like talking to you like that. You cannot let this. And I was just like, I'm always finding the good in everything. Oh, maybe they just had a bad day. Maybe it's just the business is struggling. They're like, no, man. Low key, I don't like when you do that. You just find a light. But I was like, you never know. Like, they were like, nah, you can still have a boundary. You can still think the best of it and see the good in everything, but like still have your boundaries, so you know what you are not gonna go past. Because at the end of the day, at the end of it all, like I'm the one that's here listening to you gripe or complain about the boundary that you did not set. So like boundaries are hard. They're important. Get you some boundaries, okay? And they hard to learn, but once you get them,
and not only can come with
so good.
That only can come with interacting with people.
Well, absolutely. You're not gonna know you need a boundary until you need one. And then you have to have the courage to put the boundary. And the boundary is for us. That boundary ain't for that person. It's for you. Like,
to protect yourself.
Like once you can really understand the mindset of it, then it's like, okay, babe, do the boundary and understand it's for you. And at any point, that boundary can change if it needs to. But it's important to like know when you need it and to be able to implement it. When you need it. That's my tidbit. On boundaries, because I've struggled.
No, I honestly understand. I feel you so much. Had no type of boundaries, but the lack of boundaries also came in with the lack of self-love that I didn't have for myself. And I think that these past 8 to 9 months of my life, the amount of self-love I've developed from myself is actually insane. But that came from me having like those boundaries, or the boundaries that I thought I needed, or the boundaries that I needed being shown right in front of me. Like literally, I had no other choice but to be like, okay, I need to put myself first for once. Put myself first. And I've just been like doing good. It was hurting at first because I had to like let go of some relationships that I had and some friendships that I had, and then I came to the realization that they're not the people that I need in my life. But it's all a part of growth. We all have to lose people, and
you just gotta shed a little bit.
Yeah, we gotta shed some of these layers.
Yeah.
Do you believe healing can truly happen in community, or does it require a solo journey first? I don't know if it's solo or not, but I think it depends case to case basis. Because in my experience, I had to be solo after my mom died. I had to be solo, but I didn't even know that this was going on because this is before I took anything. So this is before I was like aware of what was really going on in my life and aware of life in general and just broken out of the matrix. But I was very like had this mission to just leave after she left, which is what I did. I literally, she passed in October. I left and started traveling halfway across the country in the ending of December, middle of December. And I needed that solo because without that, I wouldn't be here. I went through a lot of stuff on that journey. And when I was in Texas, when I went back to North Carolina, to Virginia, come back, and then that's when I really started to appreciate Florida and to appreciate the community because I was able to. I was like nervous at first to put myself out back into the open to attract my people to me, but it definitely was a little rocky beginning. But I definitely feel like it was a solo thing that I needed for that specifically.
Yeah.
And then the community can help, but it is two different versions of healing that you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but one supports the other in a way.
Yeah, I think both are true. That you can definitely heal in community, and you can definitely heal parts by alone. I think certain journeys or certain sections of your journey will be in isolation or set apart from what we would say community or the outside world that's outside of us, outside of maybe like 2 or 3 people that are really like close knit. So I do think certain things happen by yourself, and then other things can happen in community because there are just certain things that you cannot go through alone, like, or that you shouldn't go through alone. I would say maybe that's a better way to say that.
Yeah, shouldn't.
Because sometimes we do go through things alone, and it's not by choice. You know what I mean? It's like it just happened, and I was by myself. And when I did try to reach out to people, nobody was available because they had their own thing. So it's not always like, I'm going to do it by myself. It's just like you just happen to be in it, and you look up and you realize everybody's in their version of the same thing.
Yeah.
So they may want to help, but they are just not able to extend in that time. So then you learn how to check in with yourself. You learn how to hear yourself for yourself. You learn how to make a decision without having to console 2 and 3 people to get their opinion or thoughts or advice. You learn how to do that for yourself.
Yeah.
And you learn the power in that you are able to hear yourself, trust yourself, stand up for yourself, believe in yourself, and those things are so powerful because you can get in community and then not have those qualities. And then you're just like, everywhere.
Yes.
So I do think there's certain parts of the journey that need to be solo. You and God, you and your creator, who you believe in maybe some really good books, your journaling, good podcasts, like something that's still feeding in, like pouring into your cup, so to speak. And then you're able to like journal it out, write it out, and then when you get to that place, you can then have the conversation or the dialogue with somebody that you trust. But I've also learned things in community too, like vulnerability in community. We know that, like, I teach class here in Miami, and there's a level of vulnerability that I've been able to get to because of the people close to me who pushed me to have it for myself. So once they pushed hard enough till I was like, okay, I need to be open, I need to be transparent more, even more, go deeper, like go deeper. And then doing that on like the personal side, made it more comfortable for me to do it in community.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't feel like I had to be this person and then be this person. It was just like I could just show up
And be yourself
as myself, because I have had an experience, but it's different from my peers. I was married, I went through a divorce, I have 2 daughters. So like my journey is different and it's designed a certain way.
Yeah.
Because that's how God intended. I really believe that. So when I am in these classes and I'm speaking on things about my journey, it's because I lived it. It's not because, I'm just bringing it from the sky. It's just like, no, like my journey's been different.
Mm.
Like all my friends are on tour.
Mm.
And that's something I desired for a long time. But then I was home or I was in college and I was doing other things.
Yeah.
So like being able to be vulnerable in that way and have these conversations now, I wasn't able to have them before. Because one, I was too afraid. Two, like my ego is too big to even admit like, oh, you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've learned a lot via the vulnerability point, but there was a point that I did do by myself, or like what we would say in the dark, and nobody understands it. You can't really explain it to people. Like you don't got the words for it. You're just like, I just need the space. Like, I just need the space. And you go through those moments and you come out and you're able to have some clarity. You're able to like have some words for it. And you're like, okay, I think this is what was happening. And then you're able to share in community with those close-knit people. And then they're able to share something that ties it in. And you're like, okay.
Connecting dots.
But without that experience, then you would have missed the opportunity to now connect on another level with maybe somebody in the community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I wanted to compare the mirrors of your children compared to the mirrors of a significant other. Like how do you, because I know those are completely 2 different things that they're mirroring.
I wouldn't say that they're one and the same, but I think they do show a lot of similarities.
Okay.
So things that like my oldest has shown me via like a mirror, so has partners. Like so have like in the partner way too. But you get an adult version of it. And then you get a child version of it. And you're like, actually, these 2 people are basically showing the same thing.
Oh, makes
so it's like, okay, sense. But you have to really be aware enough to be like, okay, so because we want to point the finger and be like, no, it's them, it's no. But you really can sit back and be like, oh, yeah, I gotta work on that. Like it's like, all right, my child said it in this way. My partner, all right. Because if only one is saying it, it's easy to be like, no.
Maybe that's just you. Maybe it's not me.
Maybe you're having a moment, But in reality, it's like, no, like, yeah, to me, I don't see it as like age when you talk mirror, or I see it as like, it is what it is. Because there's things that my kids show me that I'm like, how you know that? You've been here before? Like, how you know that? And it's just like, you're 6 and you know that. Like it's like it's wild, but certain things that they do, I'm just like, okay, yeah, you do that because you see me do it. Okay, but I don't like that you do it, so mommy need to stop doing that. Like little things. And then same things with a partner. It's like, you know that you do this, and this. I don't know if you're aware, but do you know? And then I wasn't aware until I was made aware. And then I look back and I'm like, damn, I do that a lot. Yeah. And then they're like, and when you do that, it makes me feel this. So now there's 2 things, but just in an adult way. Because as a kid, it's just like, mommy, blah, 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 blah. There's no shame. There's no fear. There's no second guessing. There's none of it. There's no extra added layers. Because kids are so like free.
Yeah,
they really are. They ain't got no filter. They just nothing do and be. And I love that. And then as adults, there's like, we sometimes have to take off some layers, and sometimes you don't. They just give it to you as is. And sometimes it feels real rough. It feels real like, ouch, but it's needed. So I would say that might be the difference. Like the way it's delivered would probably be the biggest difference. But there's been a lot of like certain things have been, okay, I see. That's a me thing. All right, bet. I need to work on that.
Dang.
So
Those reflections and projections be strong.
yeah.
Especially like that, even though I was talking about that the other day of just like how strong the relationship is from a mother to their child.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because thinking about it in a sense of like, some people refer to the womb as like the portal into this world because you can't come into the world any other way. So it's like the portal to this world, and of how strong that connection is, because like that's basically you're carrying another energy force inside of you, another soul inside of you, and that connection, no one can explain that. Like you can have a connection with your dad as well as you have a connection with your mom, but it's always going to be a different type of relationship that the mom has to the parent, and the mom has to the child, and the child has to the mom. That's why your mothers know when you feel in some way, even when you don't even. They can just hear your voice, like you hear one word, and they'd be like, "What's going on?" They just know you because y'all were intertwined at one point, and I feel like that's such a beautiful thing. But that's why when you lose, like, just when you lose, that's just crazy. It's a crazy thing. How would you describe your relationship with grief? Do you welcome it, fear it, avoid it, or do you sit with it? And this is grief, and like it could be the grief that we both went through, or it could be a grief. You can grieve a lot of different things. You can grieve a relationship, you can grieve a job, you can grieve a bunch of different things. So, but how would you describe your relationship with it? Like, how do you view it? What's your perception around it?
I think so. We'll start. It's been 3 years since I lost my dad, or since my dad transitioned, and I think that first year I didn't grieve. I think I was too busy working and trying to get back into the flow of my life. And then second year, third year is when I started to understand like how important it was to allow myself to grieve. We didn't have a bad relationship. It was just, I would say, more distant. He would like to call and text a lot, like as we gotten older and things like that. But it was always like checking in. It was always, love, what are you doing this weekend? Where you going? Where you dancing now? Where you know? And that was his way in his older age. Like, he wasn't a man to be on the phone for 3 hours, you know, but he will have a text thread for 3 hours, you know. He was that guy. And
text threads, I like it.
So that's how we connected. But once he passed, like, I was very much that person that would be like, I'm good, keep pushing, I'm good, until my therapist was like, have you grieved? And I was like, I think so, like, whatever, like, I'm back at work, you know, like. And my other thought was like, when do I have time to do it? Like, I said, I'm at work, and then I was in a relationship at the time, and I had my girls. I was just like, when do I have time to stop and just grieve, right? So the last 2 years have been me allowing myself to go through that process when the grief does come up, to sit with it. Sometimes I have no words. I just cry. I just sit. I don't say anything. And then after, I'll be like, hey, I thought about my dad or whatever. And it's still hard. It's still hard. Like, I'm learning, like, it's okay. Give myself grace. Because I also went through my life not allowing myself to cry in moments I needed to cry, thinking that it made me weak or not as strong as people saw me. So I would never cry in front of people. That was a thing, like a real thing. So even when this happened and it hurt the way it did, which I wasn't expecting it to, I would just break down and cry. Like, and have to let myself do it because of that moment, the realization of him no longer being here, but also for all the years I never cried. For little things. Maybe he didn't show up to a basketball game, and I really wanted him to come. He didn't show up. So I'm crying current tears, but I'm also crying for moments that he couldn't show up, that he didn't show up. That meant a lot to me. So we've been working in therapy and just understanding that it's okay. It comes in waves, and when it comes to the surface, allow it. Don't fight it. And that's been a hard thing, because I'm just like, I can't right now. And it was like, actually, yes, I can. I need a minute, or let me go off, walk at the park, or sit at the park by myself, or, you know, journal, whatever I feel like I need to do in that moment. But I am grateful for the growth in that area, because I really struggled with just like allowing myself to be that vulnerable. By myself was one thing, but with a partner at the time, so it was just like, don't do this in front of people. So just know that you know what I mean. But it was just like, this is the way I can show up. They were like, this is the way I can show up. This is what I can do, because I haven't experienced this for myself. So I'm also learning in the process. So I think now we approach it better, and we give ourselves grace way more. And I'm doing my best to be vulnerable as I can when it does happen, and allowing other people who have experienced it to speak life into me, who have also had a similar experience, and maybe it's been a longer time period for them, and they can speak to me and be like, hey, I resonate. And sometimes that's all you need. I resonate. And the pain doesn't go away. You just get better with managing it, you know, because it still hurts, like, to think about it, like, dang, I've grown a lot. The kids are growing a lot. So much is happening, and he's not here to see it. Yeah, that's like the part that I be
getting you.
Like, you know, I'm just like, dang, Dad, like, but it's like, I know, like, he would be so proud. And then that's the mindset shift that I have. That's like, yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. We can cry. And he would want me to cry. He would want me to do it. Like, don't be holding the tears back. You better cry.
Scream.
And he'll do what you need to and heal. So, because my thing with that also is like, if my kids never see me cry, then they never know that it's okay.
I like that. That's good.
So it's just like vulnerability moment after vulnerability, like moment after moment after moment, that my layers are being pulled back. Like, I have to. Yeah. I have to. And these things are hard for me. But if I can work on them now, and my kids can see me go through the sad, they can see me go through the happy, they can see me go through all these things, and they also know that it's okay. Mommy, why are you crying? Like, have come and wiped tears before. And I was like, Mommy's just sad. It's okay, Mommy. It's okay. Like, my 6-year-old was 5 doing that. And I was just like, Mommy, you'll be okay. Mommy just needs a moment to let her tears out. And then Mommy will be okay. Okay, Mommy. And she let me have space. She didn't even know what she did in that moment for me, but she let me have the space. And I was just like, wow. Like, what a vulnerable moment. Because I would never like cry in front of my kids. I was just like, we're going to figure it out. We'll cry by ourselves.
Yeah.
But for me to do that and for her to see me, she just knew, like, Mommy was not okay. She's like, you crying? Like, pick my head up. Are you crying? I said, Mommy's just sad. And I had to be honest, because when they go through their moments, when they need to cry or they feel sad or something so heavy that they just can't fathom the words, I want them to know this is a safe space, and they could come to me with it all and be like, they can cry, they can be upset or mad or angry, and know that they won't be looked at any different, you know? And that's so important to me. So, like, having this own process with grief is also relative to everything else, whether it's a relationship, a job, a friendship.
You
know what I mean? Crazy. Like, changing schools, like, like something so small as that, but it can be so big at the same time. So it's a learning process for me, but everything that I am learning, it's also something that they get to see and they get to learn and witness as well. So grief has been an incredible teacher. Absolutely. A hard one, but incredible. Yeah. What about for you?
I'm still trying to understand exactly what the feeling of grief is. Because I think for the first, it's almost coming up on 2 years. So for the first year, I was just so disconnected, disassociated. Multiple reasons and factors played into that dissociation. Absolutely. But I was very dissociated. So I was like, I was healing, but not consciously healing.
Yeah.
So stuff was going on.
There's a difference. Because there's a moment where you're like, I just gotta get through this. Like, I need to get out this. Well, once I'm out of this, I'll feel better. But then you realize you still don't feel better. Yeah. Because it wasn't intentional. It was just like, I just don't want to feel pain anymore. You know what I mean?
and it was like a completely is the reality that I lived in with her just completely like disappeared and switched. Like I disconnected so much where I don't know. I didn't even want to talk to my family as much. Like even talking to my family was hard. Talking to my brother and my dad and everybody was hard because I could only like think of her. But I'm still trying to understand exactly what grief is. But I know when it comes up, and I know that I give myself space to feel it because the human life experience is about feeling things all the way through. And grief is I feel like one of the strongest things that we can feel. And just letting myself sit with those emotions. Sometimes it feels uncomfortable, and I'll like somewhat try to stop myself, and then I'll start going again. Like I'll be crying, but like I'll pull it back in, and I'll be like, oh, no, and then back and forth. But
oh man,
I don't know. I've done
that.
I think that I could possibly be in the time span of accepting right now, because even me putting that up, that took a lot for me to put up. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, damn, do I even really want that in my space? And I was like, it's my mom. I want that in my space. Like I want to put her picture there. Because I just had the ashes, but I was like, let me put the picture there too, and with that, so I can give like that own thing. And I think that is a form of healing for myself because it's making me accept the reality that she's not here. I see that every day, and subconsciously, I'm figuring this out as I'm saying. But I feel like that is subconsciously helping me accept the reality of her not being here. And I don't know, I've been thinking about her just so much recently as of this week. And one of the things I do when it comes to trying to accept this grieving journey is we used to love watching shows. And over the past like 2 or 3 days, I've just been watching this old show that we used to watch. And it's making me feel so good.
What show is it?
It's called Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, it's an ABC family show. We used to like stuff like Pretty Little Liars, Vampire Diaries.
Oh, okay.
Criminal Minds,
Cold Case. You're younger. Yeah, I like Criminal. I know about Criminal.
You know Cold Case? Okay. I mean, at one point, when I was younger, I would grow up watching the soap operas because my mom. I would get home after work with my mom. We would go to her bed, and just lay down after like the longest work day and school day for me, and watch General Hospital. All my children. All those.
These shows are so.
Yeah, I used to watch soap operas. And I loved. I was so addicted to the storyline as well. Right. And they still go on too. The soap opera's still going on too. But
General Hospital so.
General Hospital was
ancient right now. That you brought that up, I'm like, I am actually really old. I'm up there.
But the fact that not even a lot of people my age know about that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that when you said, I was like, I know all these shows. I'm like, actually,
yeah, because I mean, we used to watch all that, and all of my great grandmother, my grandmother, all my aunts used to watch General Hospital as well. So I knew a bunch of the storyline. But
that's crazy.
We feel that was us bonding a lot growing up. It's just watching shows together and like just doing errands together and everything like that. So it took me a minute to even try to watch the Vampire Diaries again, because that was our show. Like that one was our show.
Right.
So it's still, I get a little emotional watching it, but Once Upon a Time, I wanted to give that a try because it's more on like the calmer side. It's about fairy tales and stuff like that. Great show. But even last night, it was a scene in it, and it just made me cry. I just cried a little bit, and I was like, damn, like my mom, my mommy.
Yeah.
But, I definitely allow myself to feel the things I need to feel. I don't stop myself. There's no point to try to stop myself. I'm way too aware, and
it doesn't help.
I know that
just like like the analogy I just got is like when you drink a soda and you put the cap on and you shake it up, like that's what it feels like. You're just putting emotions back in the thing and then you're shaking it up, and then like the emotions are just. So then by the time you go to release it again, it's coming out like 10 times more or worse than if you just would have had the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just
like bottling it up.
That shit right there.
Yeah, I was a professional like
bottle upper.
Yeah, I'm glad you said, because I was about to say it. But yes, yes, absolutely, that was me. I was like
bottle upper.
I'm so good at it. Like I was so good at it, and until I realized how much it was hurting me and my growth, that I was like, all right, this got to change.
Was it because of like people's reaction to you opening up, or is it just like how they perceive you? Or
I think it was people's reaction to me not opening up. like going through such like difficult things that they couldn't even understand. Like, how are you going through this and you're so peaceful and you are so kind,
and that's what made you open up.
So like da 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 da. And I think I got to a point where like my capacity was full. I couldn't take another. I was too full. Like I hadn't released any of it. It was just like, I'm good. Keep going. I'm good. Keep going.
Oh, okay.
And then my capacity reached its max. And then I realized like I ain't got no space because I haven't poured out. I haven't released any of it to make room. So that's what happened to me.
You didn't pour out.
That's what happened to me. And then I had stresses of like things in my relationship at the time. I had stress with the girl's father. I had stress with just being a parent and figuring it out because I don't have a rule book, you know. So all of these things just were tap dancing on the surface, and then eventually, I didn't have what we would say like a blow up.
Yeah.
But I had what was like a burnout.
Okay.
So I had a vacation. You know, my partner went on a trip, came back, and I hit this like 1 week of like I couldn't get out of my bed. I couldn't really talk on the phone. Like I hit this really, really low place, and I never hit that before. And I was just like, I just felt lost. I felt like, what is this for? Why are we doing it? And this was before my dad passed. You know, so I was just like, and then I went to therapy, and therapist was like, yeah, you ain't pour out. You didn't release anything. You gotta release. You just been taking it all in, you know? And she was just like, there needs to be a balance of you being able to receive and being able to release for your own good, not to please anybody else, not for anyone else, for you. So yeah.
Do you feel like you're pretty balanced in that now, of like releasing and receiving?
I would say we're in progress.
You're in progress? Okay.
I would say we're in progress for sure. I think there's time spans where I'm like probably way better, and then time spans where I'm lacking. And I think that's just a journey that as you go through life, as life gets to life then you kind of hit that ebb and flow, or like that mountaintop, and then you're in the valley, then the mountaintop again. Yeah. So I think it's like the normal ebb and flow of it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I am starting to realize that there are highs and lows, and we just have to live in the moment of the highs and the lows.
Absolutely.
Like the lows, you have to be present for the lows. You can't escape them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kept thinking, I'm like, damn, if I'm not, I thought I was supposed to be happy all the time. Not necessarily happy, because happiness is temporary, but I mean, no, I think it was happy. I know that happiness is temporary, but instead of looking for fulfillment, which is what I know is now, that's the good one right there. I was looking for happiness. I was chasing happiness, but I'm just like, that was leading me nowhere. And chasing happiness was literally leading me nowhere. What are you gonna say?
The beauty is in the valley.
The beauty is in the valley. Yeah. Because that's a different angle you're looking. It's a whole different perspective you're looking at from the valley compared to at the mountaintop.
But the valley is where you really go through the battles.
Because it shows your strength.
Those hard moments. That's what you go through in the valley, and that's the part nobody wants to go through. But that's where you learn the lessons. That's where you face yourself. You meet yourself. That's where all the growth happens. So that when you do get to your mountaintop, you have had an experience. Yeah. That you have learned some things, unlearned some things, and now you can help someone else, because that's what this whole life is about. Like you're learning, unlearning, and then before you know it, you're giving your tools, you're giving an experience, you're sharing all these things to help someone else who has a similar story as you. Yeah. That's it. But if we constantly avoid the valley, how do you enjoy the mountaintop?
Exactly. You got to love the good as much as you love the bad. I mean, you got to love the
And the valley's not like, we shouldn't even look at it as a good and bad.
True, because that's like a duality that doesn't exist. It's like a social construct.
They're just moments and seasons that you need to go through. You need to experience. They're the refining moments. They just refine. They just sharpen in you.
Yeah, it's a pencil sharpener. You're the pencil.
That's it. They're just, and I think it takes really like the mindset shift to be like, yeah, like this is for my good. This is not to hurt me. It's for my good. It's to make me better. And then when you look back and you're like, dang, if I wouldn't have went through that.
Yeah.
But we always get to the other side and be like, dang, I see now. But like when we're in it, we're like, but if we can have that same like mindset and be like, you know what, it's hard right now, it's tough right now, but it's making me better. I see how it's making me better. Then that's all the difference. So you're not like having that negative mindset in the hardest part, or what might be the hardest part. You know what I mean? Like, all right, optimistic. You know?
Yeah, that's a good word.
I stayed being optimistic, and people are like, how? Like, I don't get it. And I'm just like, I really believe I am built this way.
Yeah, like everything that's supposed to happen is gonna happen.
The glass always half full to me. Like, it's not half empty. It's always half full. And that's how I look at life, everything in my life.
Yeah.
And when I meet people who see it the other way, it's interesting. And it's like, okay, you can make room to hear your stance, you know? And then you're like, wow, still beauty in it. It's just a different mindset.
Yeah. But sometimes it takes people going through a lot more things to realize that they need that mindset shift. Yeah, they need a couple more screws knocked, or a couple more cracks in the heart. Because I think it ultimately kind of leads to like how much heartbreak you can take to where you can repair it yourself in a way. Because I feel like in order for me to grow as much as I did, I had to completely get my heart. For me, in my reality, I had to get my heart broken for me to be able to grow. And have that love for myself. And, you know, with my mom passing, that was the biggest heartbreak I've ever experienced. So I definitely had to learn how to love myself and pour into myself and realize what everything was, and the flaws and the good and the bad and the lows, and really sit in those lows. So I definitely am way better now. Like, I'm so on the money when it comes to being optimistic about the future, because I know everything is the way everything has been working out so far. I know everything is just going to continue working out. There's no reason for me to be sitting in a funk. There's no reason for me to be sitting in like being pressed over my emotions. If I'm in a low, like, because right now, not gonna lie, for the past week I've been in a low, but I'm not letting that deter my whole emotional state. Maybe that's my spiritual state, but it's not my emotional state, because I'm chilling. Like, if something's going on where it's a good exchange and this is a good exchange, and I'm present in it, and I'm chilling. There's no reason for me to be depressed and to be sad about something that happened freaking hours ago or days ago or whatever the fuck it is. But I think people just don't know how to sit in the present moment long enough to get out of the things that's happening in the past,
or they don't allow themselves to be, because they would rather be upset. Until you hit a certain part of you would rather be upset about something.
I mean, sometimes it happens to me. I swear, sometimes it's moments when I don't do it for too long, but I do let myself sit in it. I'll be like, oh, no, I don't want anyone to pull me out of this. Let me sit in it for a little bit. Like, no,
but that's maturity. That's maturity.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Because not everybody can see that. They will just
awareness.
They'll continue to like hold
for
it
3 days.
Yeah, and just
like, then you still mad about that?
You still mad? You still sad? Nah, I'll be straight up. I'll tell you, I'm still sad or upset about this, but I just until I'm finished processing, I can't talk to you about this right now. I gotta process it, because since I'm in the emotional state, I don't want to say anything that's out of my character.
Yeah. But, which is growth. You weren't always like that, so you should give yourself flowers for that.
Yeah,
it took you a minute. I'm sure it did, because what you just said was a mouthpiece. Like, it took you a while to get there.
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did. How has grief changed your relationship with yourself or with love in general? Not taking things for granted, man. Because if I knew that all that was going to happen with my mom, I definitely would have spent more time with her.
Would you?
I got home.
Would you? Yes. Like, that's the real question, because I feel like that's the part that people can't live with.
That's the thing that was messing.
I wish I would have did it different.
That's the thing that was messing me up a lot when it first happened. That's the thing that was messing me up, because I had just got home. The guilt of like not being there, or not showing up, or not feeling like you didn't have enough time. But then when you look at it, you've had all of this time. Yeah.
And what did we do at that time?
It's
maybe intentionality.
Intention. That's another thing that I realized. A lot of the topics that came up after her passing, like throughout this year, has just been intention, having intention. Like, truly. And that's like with every aspect, even when we're dancing, like having intention with your moves, because that's what was messing me up when it comes to memorizing choreo. Is like I wasn't intentional about it, meaning that I wasn't retaining in my head. So the same thing happens to when it comes to even hanging out with someone. You have intention behind the hangout. Even when it comes to like planning this episode, I had to have intention behind it.
For me, slowing down. because I am one who will go, 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 go. Maybe take a break, but stopping completely was just like not in the cards. I was like, I just can't stop. But I can't take a break. I can't. But I think that something that I've learned is like giving myself the opportunity to just slow down.
Yeah.
Because I think the way life is and the way we move as creatives, and we got our to-do list, we got things we got to get done, and it's just like you can still get things done at a slower pace. And sometimes we just need to slow down.
And that requires patience too.
And I'm one who I can say that I would say a nice amount of patience. But there are still moments where my patience are tried. But in regard to grief, slowing down is hard. Even in when dealing with my kids or a partner, things like that, and I'm just, where you going now? Where you going now? I'm like, I gotta go this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And slowing down was just, I would be like, who finna, not me. And then that's something I had to learn, especially with grief, that you cannot rush. You can't get past it quicker. You can't, like, you have to allow it to process the way it's gonna process. That's it.
Yeah.
And in that, I had to slow down. Even thinking back to Thanksgiving and Christmas, like, grief hit me hard. Like,
it's the holidays.
And it was like not the first, because the year before that, we realized it was starting to show up. I didn't have the words or the verbiage for it. But then this past year, we made the connection. We're like, oh, that's what was creeping up the year before. And then this past holiday season, it crept up. Like, it crept up on me. And I was just like, telling my therapist, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I know I'm giving myself grace. I'm allowing myself to cry. I was just like, but there are things that came up, like, I didn't want to be around my kids, like, in the state that I was in. And for me, that was red light, red light, red light, hold on. And it had nothing to do with the kids. It was just something that was happening internally. And then on top of that, I didn't want to be around them because I knew, like, something was off. And he was just like, maybe seasonal depression. Maybe, like, your grief is showing its head. And you need more time. Maybe it's not one day. Maybe it's a week this time. And you have to let yourself just go through the process of, like, slowing down, seeing what you need, checking in, letting your close people know, like, hey, I'm okay. This is what's happening. I just need a minute. And then allowing people to show up for me. Yeah, instead of like, no, I don't need you. I don't want to talk. I don't want to. Allowing people to come in and help and just show love and just, what do you need? I can bring you tea. What do you need? I can bring you food. I can come and sit. And sometimes that's all you need, just to know that there's somebody there with you, to have company and to just listen if you want to share, which is something that I also learned. Like, it's okay to allow people to help and to pour in when you are, like, when you're low, like when your cup is, like, running dry. So I would say those two things, like slowing down and then also allowing myself to have the help in those times when I need it.
And that all ties back into the topic of vulnerability.
Oh yeah,
because you got to be vulnerable with the person in order to ask for help or to be receptive to the help that you're being offered. That's a good one.
Someone really close to me, like, really came, picked me up from my house and, like, got me outside because they knew, like, I'm just gonna pick you up, take you out, like, we can go do something, because you cannot be in your house all day like this. And I didn't know how much I needed that until it happened. And at the end of the night, I was just, like, emotionally, like, thank you, because I didn't know how much I needed that. And they were like, it's the least I could do, like, and I'm here, I love you, I care about you. And I was so grateful, because I don't even know what I would have did in that house all day, but they were just like, I'm gonna come do it. I don't want to hear no. I'm coming. I'm there in 30. Like, I'm picking you up. And I was so, so grateful to just get out and just be outside in a different environment, being able to feel air and be outside, feel the sun, and have conversation about other things that had no tie into what was going on internally. It was beautiful, like, super beautiful. And I needed it, and I was emotional, but it was needed.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they know who they are, but super grateful for you. You already know who you are, but super grateful for
Oh,
you.
that's so sweet.
Yeah, they're probably gonna watch this. I already know.
Okay,
but yeah,
okay.
I'm super grateful for that person.
Yeah.
Super grateful.
What are you currently healing in silence, and what are you ready to heal out loud?
Oh. Oh.
What are you currently healing in silence? What am I currently healing in silence?
Wow.
I guess
I'll
start it off.
Currently healing.
Currently healing in silence.
In silence.
Man.
Ooh.
Honestly, it's just so many. Yeah, so since a younger version of myself got triggered recently, I realized that the trigger has stemmed from a childhood experience. So I'm trying to figure out how to go about healing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily actively trying to heal it. Like, I'm not doing research. I'm not going to therapy or anything like that. I should definitely be in therapy, but it's a little difficult with trying to get things situated with the VA. But like, I am healing it subconsciously. And I feel like it just being in my awareness is going to be different conversations I have, different scenarios I get in, and that's going to be processed in moments of me healing those traumas. But I'm not like just actively doing it. But there are things that I'm like figuring out about my childhood that I'm just like, damn, I didn't even know that this was a thing. I didn't even know that this existed. I didn't even know that I was hurt in this way. But I guess I am. And that shit is shit is traumatizing within itself. But yeah, it's just making me realize with this mirror that I got in front of me right now, it's just making me realize so many things about myself. Like, I have a lot of qualities, a lot of flaws. I have a lot of flaws. Not a lot of people can admit that, but I got a lot of flaws, and I'm trying to fix and heal within myself. And that's scary because I don't want to say that I'm like, I have this perspective of myself of being amazing and being perfect and everything like that. But it's just like, I did think I was, a pretty good human being, but it's just
You're still good.
Yeah, I'm still a good human being. I'm still a good human being, but it's just
I resonate.
Now I'm just realizing that, like, dang, like, I really do got to work on this quality. Like, this could be looked at as blah blah blah. This could be looked at as a red flag. This could be looked at as a green flag. This could be looked at as a freaking.
But
white
work on
flag.
it because you want to.
Yeah, work on it because I
not
want
because
to.
Because you want to.
Yeah, I feel like I have to. I owe it to myself. That's the thing too. Is like every time these situations are arising, I'm realizing that I actually want to work on these things, because in order for my growth to in order for me to be my higher self, I need to keep growing. I can't just have this stuff sitting in front of my face. I can't see my mirror in front of me and not wanna put the band-aids and put the glue on it and put it together and fix it and heal it. I can't like just sit there anymore. And a lot of people just a lot of people do that, and I can't. At one point I was hiding parts of myself, but I feel like I can finally be vulnerable and open with everyone else around me. So I need to be vulnerable and open with myself. And the more I am vulnerable and open with myself, and the more I peel back my own layers, then I can be even more vulnerable and open with the people around me. But it all starts with me, like, just taking the time to really figure out what exactly are those things that I need to heal within myself, that those areas of work. And that's a reality that we have to accept, that we all have to work on those things. And yeah, that's a whole story within itself.
Wow, you said a mouthful. Good Lord. I would say something that I'm healing in private and also out loud would be my voice. I think for many years I didn't speak up because of fear. I didn't say how I really felt about things. I withheld a lot. Things that I should have said, I never said. And I am learning to give myself grace for the younger me in those times where I should have said something. And I either was too scared or didn't have the words or didn't think anyone would believe me that I didn't say it. And now I give myself grace because it's something that I'm still learning to do and learning that it's okay. You need to do this. And there's a healthy way to do it. And the fears that you have are the fears that a lot of us have.
Yeah.
In regards to it. But something that helps has been like being able to show up and speak to the things that my kids need, which brings me back to my childlike self, my 10-year-old self that was too afraid to say certain things because I was feared like nobody's going to want to be my friend. Nobody's going to like me if I say that, you know? And as I speak to my 10-year-old and my 6-year-old, I'm learning like I'm speaking also to my younger self. So it has been a journey, and I am doing it inside and outside because there's moments where I have to like tell my people like I'm saying this because I need to say it. I'm in the process of learning how to say it and fighting those fears as I say it to you. So if my voice is shaky, if my delivery isn't perfect, forgive me. But like it's really important that I say this, and if you could listen, that'd be great. Like I just need to say it, and then we can dissect later. Because me getting it out is key right now. Because me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, even 5 years ago, I wouldn't even be here trying to have this conversation. You would be still trying to like. So there's still pulling out some days. They're like, why don't you just say that? And it's just like, it's because it's hard to say.
Yeah.
To find that courage to say. Because I can see my like younger self like, no, don't do it, don't do it. And it's like, no, like you gotta do it. And sometimes they still gotta pull it out of me. And then I get to talking and I'm like, okay, well, we did it, but I needed help. So giving myself grace for doing it in private, doing it out loud, and it's a journey. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, but I definitely found my voice, I would say, after my divorce. And just having people really push me to find it. Like, you got to speak up. Nobody's going to read your mind. Nobody's going to know if you don't say nothing. And I was just like, you're right. And it took me a while from you're right to like action. Yeah. But I would say there's way more action now. So good. And I'm so, y'all know who y'all are. I'm so grateful for my people, for real, because I have really grown. Like, we've really made some big steps in the right direction. And but that has been a challenge for me. Like, it's been a challenge for me. But we're here. Yeah. Sometimes we're still scared, and sometimes we still feel fear. But that I do talk about that a lot in reference in dance class and things like that, because like the more I have faced my fears, the smaller they feel when it comes up again. Not that I don't feel it, but it doesn't feel as like stronghold, big, you know. It's just like I can see it and I can acknowledge it and be like, hey, okay, we feel a little scared about this, but we need to do it. And then we can find the courage in what we need in that moment to get it out in the most mindful way that we can. And after that, we can dissect it. But it may not be received, it may not be anything, but for me, it's so important that I can say it. And that's where I feel power now. Like when I can say, and it's 100% true and authentic to me in my space and where I'm at, for me, that's like, go be. Like, it's really that for me. And then after, I don't get to control the outcome. I don't get to control how it's received. But I did the big step forward in saying whatever it was. So I'm learning. And we are mid-30s, but we're learning. You know, and
never stop learning.
We won't stop until we stop, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean when I say that, but like it's always something to be learned, something to be unlearned, something to be reevaluated, Like, there's always something. So that's what I'm learning in public, in private. Yeah, that's where we're at. So.
And look at you now, showing your story, telling your story out in public.
Yeah,
being one of the best dance instructors and people in Miami, in the Miami scene, and you let people feel so safe to just be themselves and to, give it a try. If it's life, if it's love, if it's dance, whatever it is that they want to apply it to, like you give people that room to give it a try, and that's a beautiful thing.
And I gotta give flowers to like my people, because they've also given me the courage to push, to be as open as I'm being now. It wasn't always like this open. I still got growing to do, absolutely. But I really applaud like my close friendships because they've really, behind closed doors that people don't see, like they've been the one like picking me up, like rooting for me, like telling me, nah, you need to go this way, you should do it this way, you need to stand up for yourself, you need to whatever. And all of those like behind closed doors conversations and moments have really like pushed me to become the person that y'all get to see in class. I've always had a kind heart, and I think I've had to learn hard things because I didn't do them as a child. So speaking up and being vulnerable and those things. Yeah. So now I'm learning them now in my 30s, and I get the opportunity to share, and it's always an opportunity.
Yeah.
So I don't take it lightly. So when people want to talk or they want to ask my opinion on something, I'm always grateful that they would even consider to have a conversation with me. So to my people, thank you. Thank y'all. I love y'all so much. And shout out to my mom, because my mom is, she's been that rock for me too.
Yeah.
Since I can remember. And I'm a lot like my mom in a lot of ways.
Aww.
And I get to learn the things that she missed as well, so we don't repeat the same pattern. So it's been beautiful to share now in my 30s with her, and she's in her 70s. And it's been so beautiful to be like, actually, Mom, I'm learning. I'm actually going through the same thing right now. Yeah. And this is what I'm learning, and I'm like sharing with her. So it's been a beautiful give back, and also to hear her perspective as a 75-year-old.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. That's such a good thing to hold on to. It's a beautiful thing to hold on to. All that wisdom and knowledge in there.
And just the awareness too, because to see like where my mom struggles, I struggle. And I'm like, dang, that's where I got it from.
Got it from you.
But just realizing like that's where I got, you know what I mean? Like making the connection, like, oh, okay. So like helping each other help ourselves, and being able to be like, hey, I know this is hard for you. It's hard for me. Well, what are you doing? This is what I've been doing. It seems to be helping. Is it still hard? Yes. And like these are the conversations we're having now. But it wasn't until recently that we started having these conversations and, reading different types of books and, giving her books to read and hoping that it will like just plant a seed, so that she knows that she also has the power to change even in her 70s.
Yeah. And that's really important too.
And that's beautiful to know that you still have power to change.
Yeah.
No matter your age, no matter what has happened to you. If you make up in your mind you want to do something different,
it's done. It's already done. As soon as it's made up in your mind, the action has already started.
And that's the beauty.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. So it's been really beautiful to experience with her.
Oh, yeah. That's so good. That's so sweet. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to have.
Yeah.
That was nice.
First episode. How you feel?
First episode. No, I feel good. There's definitely going to be a lot of reflection. A lot of reflection. But I just really wanted to get this first thing done. Yeah. Because I know that for me, it takes one thing to kickstart my drive. So it just gets me all motivated on what I can do better when it comes to my delivery, when it can do better when it comes to...
You just got to start. We said that on the intro.
Yeah.
I mean, on the walk-in.
You start just to start by starting.
Yeah,
so,
start by starting.
It's going to be a lot of reflection on just like, it could be the setup, it could be my my tone of my voice. It could be the inflation that I'm using. It could be the
So-
words
so
that
many
I'm
things.
using. It's
So
so
many
many
things.
things. Yeah.
But
So
my question for you,
mhm.
what do you hope that people watching this, people listening, will be able to take away from this first episode? What are your hopes?
My hopes.
Because they're gonna change and they're gonna grow and you're gonna grow.
Yeah.
But this is the first one,
I mean,
the start to your
the start to
a new journey.
the
So
start to my journey, the start to my brand, the start to this podcast. I feel like I did want to open up with something very vulnerable because my whole thing is vulnerability. That's my brand. My brand is vulnerability. So I just want people to be able to hear the stories and hear the way we interact with each other, to hear the way that we converse and we talk and the language that we use. And I want people to be able to relate and say like, oh, I can relate to what they're saying or how they're saying it, or even their communication, like the words, the specific words you're using. Like I want people to feel comfortable enough to be like, oh wow, I'm not alone out here.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to build a community of people that can be vulnerable, that can be themselves, that can be free, and to have each other, because Henosis at the end of the day means unity. So I want us to be a community and unity together, healing and growing. So I want people to be able to just take away how beautiful this experience was, to just be vulnerable on camera and to tell some emotional things, to say some emotional things and hear some emotional things, and that you're not alone. That you're not alone out here.
Yeah, for sure not alone.
We all have so many different traumas that we've gone through and that we've experienced. No one trauma is bigger or better than the other or worse than the other. It's all perspective to our realities that we live in. And we all have right to feel those traumas and to experience those emotions and those causes of the traumas. And I just want people to feel safe. I always just want people to feel safe, to just be themselves. I just want to be able to emit that energy. I want to be able to emit that energy through the camera, through the likes, through the comments, through the subscriptions. I just want them to be able to be themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and even this is going to be like, it's going to be such a drastic change in every episode. I already know it's going to be a drastic change just in my energy, because I'll start getting more comfortable to be myself. Yeah. So this is helping me, just like it's helping you. Like it's absolutely. It's a community with already. The community barely even started and it's already growing just because I'm growing. So now as much as I grow, y'all are going to grow too. It's a mutual exchange. So thank you so much for being this first guest. I can't wait to see how this goes. Oh, this is going to be so good. I'm so excited.
Yes.
But yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm proud of you for starting.
Oh, thank you.
Because starting is hard in any lane.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you for starting.
Yeah. And I've been wanting this for a minute too. For a minute. Like this exact thing. So the fact that it's happening.
Yeah, surreal. So sit in it.
Yeah, it's a surreal experience right now.
Sit
so
in
I'm
it.
definitely about to watch this over and over again. Definitely about to watch this over and over again. Yep. But
run it back.
Yes. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys
pleasure.
so much for watching this whole entire thing. Can't wait to see where this family and this community goes. And thank you. Yeah. First episode down. Oh yeah.